Hello and welcome to Balanced Existence. Today's reading is day 12 of a 31-day series I am recording in December 2025, a reading each day. But of course, whenever you're coming across this, it's a timeless message. I know that there's something here for you. So get comfortable and thank you so much for tuning in. And let's start off with our oracle and astrology card as we've been doing, and then we'll move into the tarot. So we have the nature card. There's a deer on this card, and it says, sometimes all you need is to go outside, breathe the fresh air to remember who you are and where you want to be. Beautiful message. I love this card. I love nature and grounding in nature, so Spirit is calling you to prioritize that for sure. And we also have the Neptune card for our astrology card. So I'm definitely picking up on this intuition coming through with the Neptune card and with the nature card as well. Just being able to connect to nature and returning to your natural state, returning to, connecting with and tapping into how you feel and the kind of softness of tapping into that authenticity. And it's such a simple duo between the nature and the Neptune card, a way to achieve clarity by simply just going outside and feeling your intuition. So I'm going to read the Neptune card here. It says, Neptune is associated with Roman god Neptune, who was the ruler of the fresh and salt waters of the earth. Neptune is a complex planet governing diverse human drives such as imagination, compassion, and psychic experiences. Bundled with those ideas are issues of sacrifice and obligation. Balancing between giving and resentment can feature large with this card. Okay, so, with the psychic, intuition, imagination, this is definitely something that I'm hearing nature is going to help you tap into. Like I'm hearing, if you have writer's block, go on a walk, or, however this may relate for you. Like if you're feeling stuck, or if you're feeling misguided, or if you're just feeling emotionally low, go out in nature, allow yourself to lean into those feelings with a softness, with an acceptance, with an open arms and compassion. And that's when you'll really be able to work through it and get to the core of your being, and that true spiritual connection. And Neptune, I also have to point out, is about your dreams and kind of the mystical side of life and the truth underlying illusions, right? So being able to connect with nature and tap into that which is mysterious and hidden and, only very subtle and maybe difficult to see. So definitely being called back to your inner knowing, called back to your core of your grounded self, which is always rooted in connection with the earth and with nature. So let us pull some tarot cards. We have the Page of Cups, the Emperor, both of which we've gotten recently. So it's so funny. I shuffle the cards every time, and a lot of the same messages come out because Spirit just really wants to reiterate them for us here. And then we also have the Knight of Swords. So with the Page of Cups, we just got this previously. I think we got this a couple times. This is our third time, I'm pretty sure. But this is about that curiosity. And it's a very inner child kind of embodiment, especially, the page is always the child or something in its infancy, right? Something in its early stages. It's like a new beginning. So this could be a new beginning in your connection with your intuition or your emotional curiosity, or your, tapping into and getting in touch with your sensitivity, with your spirituality. And this could also be a new beginning in love, a new beginning in how you love yourself, a new beginning in how you are opening yourself to unexpected blessings that are coming in, with that curious, open-hearted, childlike innocence way of existing. And so this combined with Neptune, I mean, this is such powerful shifts in how you show up. You know, your intuition is heightening at this time. You're really opening yourself up to psychic messages, dreams, synchronicities from the universe, from your angels, just the whispers of your intuition, right? Like this, the Page of Cups with Neptune is all about, you know, really harnessing those skills. And again, connecting with nature is going to allow yourself to tap into this. I mean, with the Page of Cups, he's standing by a pond with the fish in the cup. So, you know, maybe you're being drawn towards like a river or a pond or a lake or a forest or a hike in nature, anything that resonates with you. It could just be even walking outside and, you know, sitting on the grass. But with the Emperor here, we have that structure, that discipline, that leadership, leading with authority and integrity, you know, really providing that stability and security because they're showing up in this grounded presence and, you know, taking responsibility. It's such an empowered divine masculine energy. So whether this is somebody external, I mean, a traditional way of interpreting these cards with the Page of Cups and the Emperor would be like an incoming, you know, message or romantic gesture from a mature divine masculine. But as I say all the time on this channel, these readings are meant to be about you and yourself and your inner world or the actions that you take that you have control over, less than they are about some external outcome. So with the Emperor, I mean, this isn't just about you receiving this message with your ego and thinking to yourself, oh, great, like I'm gonna, like a divine masculine is gonna come in and, you know, make me feel better. This is about you really nurturing and balancing your inner divine masculine, which we talk about all the time on this channel, especially if you're a twin flame or you identify or resonate with being on the twin flame journey. And even if you're not, you may very well be on a journey of balancing your inner divine masculine, your inner divine feminine. And that is what union with the self is. And for the twin flames, like that is the purpose of the twin flame. I mean, the purpose of that journey with a twin flame is not to achieve reunion or permanent union as a measure of success. The purpose is to achieve union with yourself. And the twin flame is just a tool to do that. So as I say a lot on this channel, like it's not about ending up with the twin flame as a measure of success. It's about being committed on this journey of knowing yourself and connecting your inner divine masculine with your inner divine feminine. Your inner divine masculine is the container for your inner divine feminine, and your inner divine feminine nurtures back to the inner divine masculine. I mean, they are in a synergistic harmony with each other. And so this Emperor card, this divine masculine card, is bringing stability to the watery, dreamy, intuitive, you know, softness of the water element that is with the Page of Cups and the Neptune sign. So again, that divine balance between your inner feminine and inner masculine, between your inner emotions and your inner structure and discipline and authority and leadership, right? So, and you know, with the watery sign representing feelings, and then the Emperor kind of representing more of that grounded embodiment and the actions you take and the practical ways that you show up. And also the duality, I want to point out the duality of the Page of Cups and the Emperor, with the Page of Cups being like kind of the childlike state, and then the Emperor being that maturity, that mature figure that is looking for long-term commitment, whereas the Page of Cups is kind of like this more childlike energy that's curious about a lot of different things and really ebbs and flows with their emotions. So the duality here is what we're aiming to balance. And then with the Knight of Swords, we have this rapid action, this swift movement, decisive action as well. And with it being the swords and the air sign of intellect and, mental aspects, this is about mental clarity, truth-based communication, like communication that is rooted in truth. And again, we get to that truth by knowing ourselves, by knowing our inner world and balancing that with our the groundedness of our inner divine masculine. Again, with the Page of Cups and the Emperor preceding this card. So the Knight of Swords is this bold energy. It's like I'm hearing you're able to take that action. I mean, he's plunging forward on this horse, like full speed. You're able to take that action when you are rooted in that balanced state of the duality of, the Page of Cups and the Emperor, the feminine, masculine, the childlike and the maturity, the emotions and the, action and discipline. So, let's see what else I can channel here. Yeah, so with Neptune kind of being the overarching energy of this reading, you may be in a place where you are feeling lost in terms of your life path or your connections with people, or feeling like you're drowning in illusions, or you're not really sure what's clear or what your truth is. And the Knight of Swords is showing you that you are going to reach that clarity. Like you're going to cut through that fog with the sword, like blazing your trail ahead. But again, only after you've really gone within and balanced all of those aspects of yourself. You're going to get this powerful burst of progress and momentum, and like a shift, like a change in direction even. So you can move forward on your path with clarity and with decisive and fast movement. And take this as it resonates in terms of the timing. Like we are in the winter phase right now. Again, whenever you're listening to this, and whatever part of the world you live in, take it as it resonates. But even if it's not the season of winter, like we go through seasons just spiritually and, on our path. So if you are in a period of deep inner reflection, especially with the Neptune sign, it's more of this like slower, inward focused, kind of sitting in your feelings and assessing and living in your dreams and your imagination and, tapping into that creativity. If you are in that kind of that stillness, that still part of your journey versus, being ready to take action and move quickly, then, take this message as it resonates. Like take the timeline of this reading as it resonates. Like maybe you're ready to take action right now. Maybe you feel like you've done that work. You've done that integration and balance of the masculine and feminine, or maybe you feel like you're still in that, but looking forward, that this work that you're doing is going to allow you to take that action in the future. So, again, take it as it resonates in terms of the timeline that you're on right now. We also have the Three of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So yeah, with the Three of Wands following the Knight of Swords, this is about, that initial vision that you're planning ahead. You've got the results in mind that you would like, and you're ready for expansion, and you've been like waiting for this momentum, right? And the Three of Wands, they're like watching the horizon. I mean, it's a very different energy of the Knight of Swords, because it's like more still. They're looking out into the horizon. They're taking that planning steps, and it's about taking that time to assess what your visions are looking forward, to widen your perspectives by having that open mind, that open view of things, so that you can be open to how life is meant to unfold. So with the Knight of Swords and the Three of Wands together, it's this balance of clear planning of your vision, as well as that swift action and decisive action that comes from a place of knowing, what your aligned path is and what the aligned steps going forward are. And again, I'm also picking up on with the Three of Wands and with them looking over into the horizon, combined with nature, I'm definitely getting like this pondering in nature kind of energy. So again, Spirit is saying, like, if you are trying to get clear on what steps you need to take forward, if the Knight of Swords feels like, whoa, like, I don't know if I can embody that right now, I don't know what I'm doing going forward, Spirit is saying, look at the Three of Wands and look at how they're looking into nature. They're taking that moment to go on a walk and ponder, right? Like, allow yourself to kind of slow down. And again, with the Page of Cups and the Three of Wands also together, it's this energy of that open curiosity, and looking forward. So again, Spirit is just reminding you to don't underestimate the power of nature to, get you in touch with the truths that you are seeking. Because being in nature can really help you channel and clear your energy. So before you're on that Knight of Swords blazing forward, making sure you're also taking that time to reflect and get clear on the vision ahead. And this is an ebb and a flow, right? I'm seeing 12:12 on the clock, by the way. But it's like you are going to constantly be going between cycles of fast movement and reflective planning ahead, right? And then with the Ace of Cups, it's like a new emotional start. And it's like through these action steps that you're taking that are grounded in the union of your inner divine masculine and inner divine feminine, you are awakening your heart. You are having a complete spiritual renewal, a complete new emotional beginning. And I mean, the cup is overflowing with water. It's the blessings that are pouring in, the pure love that is rooted in everything you do, and the compassion and just the emotional fulfillment and happiness that is to follow. And again, that message of just being connected with your intuition, with the Ace of Cups and Neptune. I mean, this is about really knowing your inner world just as much as you are clear on the action steps that you need to take going forward. So let's pull a couple more cards here. We have the Chariot and the Queen of Wands. Okay, very interesting here. So the Chariot is about, again, forward motion. So with the Knight of Swords and the Chariot, that message is being reiterated here. But with the Chariot also offers this sense of victory and the willpower and the knowingness and the determination and the knowingness that you can achieve success and follow the direction that you've set for yourself. And, there's a sense of duality with the Chariot being pulled in different directions, but, having the skills and the tools and the resources and, again, the willpower to balance those two dualities and, continue to move forward. So I'm also picking up, like, with the Three of Wands and the Knight of Swords and that kind of ebb and flow between, getting clear on the vision and then taking action, and then getting clear, reflecting on the path and the horizon ahead, and then taking action. The Chariot can be kind of that embodied manifestation of that ebb and flow of, like, okay, you're being pulled in one direction, okay, you need to pause, and then, okay, you need to go, and then, knowing when to take action and when to, get anchored and clear on the vision. And the Chariot is all about the focus you have and the ability to move forward with confidence, to gain control of your path, to, take that empowered action forward. And, this is like spiritual momentum as well. Like, as we're on our life path and as we're determining what matters to us and what the goals are and what the focus is, this is a spiritually fulfilling path as well. So whatever this is on your life path, whether this is the healing you're going through or a personal breakthrough, a relationship, a project. The Chariot can also talk about travel or moving. So take that as it resonates, but it's like you have the reins, like you're driving the action and the steps now. You're not being, swayed by it. Like you've gotten clear on the vision and you have the ability to take action, and you have the ability to discern when to take action and when to pause and reflect and get clear on the vision. And then lastly, with the Queen of Wands, I mean, this is just such a beautiful embodiment of confidence and charisma and magnetism. She's independent. She knows what she wants. She has that creative power to take inspired action. And she's in touch with her intuition. And she has that self-trust to know, when to take action and when not. She knows what decisions to make, what choices to make. And she has the courage to continue forward on this path, time and time again. I mean, this is the divine feminine embodiment of fire energy, that creative life force, the warmth and the passion, the fiery passion that drives us forward on our life path. And I love this balance also of the Neptune kind of watery sign with the Queen of Wands fieriness, because, it's like, again, this duality of balance. I mean, we have such a clear message here of the balancing of duality, right? You have Neptune allowing you to get in touch with your inner world, your intuition, and really harness that magic and that magnetism and that spiritual alignment to attract in what you desire, that claiming of your personal power. So this is all about the duality of the inner world that you create for yourself, that is able to radiate outwards and allow you to shine and create and lead with passion. But that stems from that watery internal world and that which is spiritually aligned on a deep, deep emotional and intuitive level. And I'm also hearing again with Neptune representing dreams, to pay attention to your dreams, to, maybe journal about it if you're having significant dreams, and reflect on the meaning and really just, step into that natural flow of your intuition. And, just also the duality between Neptune being kind of like your dreaminess and your imagination. And of course, Neptune can get caught up in the illusions and fogginess and, not knowing what's real and what's not. And, just the ebb and flow and the sometimes even chaotic nature of emotions, right? But nature, the nature oracle card, is here to ground us, right? Like you can always go out and walk around barefoot and touch grass and, lean on a tree or hug a tree or, whatever it may be, or even just like listening to the birds, right? To ground you back to earth. Like, again, just such a beautiful duality. So I'm going to leave the reading here. I hope that this resonated for you. Definitely a lot of messages of balance and, integrating all aspects of duality within us. So thank you so much for listening. I would love to hear from you in the comments. And of course, I would love to have you subscribe, especially as we're just starting to build this beautiful community. I am just so open to connecting with all the listeners and what you may be encountering on your path at this time, what's resonating for you. And the more I'm able to connect with this collective, the more the channeled messages will really come through for you. So I open any, messages and, anything you'd love to share with the community. So again, thank you so much for listening, and I will be back tomorrow for day 13. Bye.